Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm doing another Q&A video where I take your questions from Twitter and I answer them all in this video. Now, in today's Q&A video, we've got a ton of exciting questions to go over, a lot about what you guys are expecting in the next DLC, as well as looking ahead at maybe some of the future holiday-themed updates that Rockstar might employ in Grand Theft Auto Online, and of course, a whole lot more. Now, if you want to get involved in the next Q&A video, all you have to do is go down in the description, follow me on Twitter, and use the hashtag AskBoss whenever I'm looking for Q&A questions, and you might find yourself featured in the next video. But of course, without the way, let's not waste any more time, and let's get it started. Okay, so the biggest question I got, or the one that I think was asked the most, was how expensive do you think the next Grand Theft Auto Online DLC is going to be? How much money are we going to need for the next Grand Theft Auto Online update? And that has a lot of people concerned because we think the next theme is going to be something along the lines of vehicle importing and exporting, which looks to be a relatively expensive theme. And I'm in agreement. I think that this might be the most expensive update we've ever had in Grand Theft Auto Online. And if you guys remember from last week, I was working with a company, App Bounty, who wanted to help you guys out getting some shark cards. And I figured I would talk about them again because there's a pretty good response. And you guys obviously have been using it just as much as I have because I've been talking about ways outside of Grand Theft Auto 5 to make money. So basically, if you go down in the description, there will be a link to the app. You can download it, use code Mr. Boss as well. I'll have a link in the description for that too. It'll get you some free credits and get you started. Basically, you're just going to be downloading apps, and that's going to be earning you credits, and then you can turn those credits into PSN cards, Xbox cards, Steam, Amazon, and you can just turn those around and get shark cards, which is pretty much what I do. And you can, use this app while you're just waiting on things to do or hanging out or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's super easy, and it's a great way to try and make some extra money when you're not playing Grand Theft Auto 5. However, I would definitely get ready because, yeah, as I've mentioned, I do think this is going to be the most expensive update we've ever had. I mean, number one, Rockstar is not trending in an opposite direction from what we've seen so far within the last couple updates, bikers and finance and felony and cunning stunts. The prices have certainly not been going down, especially over the past year or so. They've been going up. So I would imagine that trend would not suddenly just go the other way. And right now, it's kind of hard to tell how much money you're going to need because we don't know any of the content that's going to be arriving. But if it is that high risk, high reward, vehicle-based business importing and exporting, that ultimately just sounds pretty pricey and sounds pretty expensive as well. So like I said, we don't have any details, we don't have any information on this update, so I don't want to throw around any numbers, but I'm certainly going to guess it's going to be in the multi-millions of dollars if you're going to be able to fund, afford, and buy everything that will be included in that update. I'm assuming we will get some more information on that soon, and that is kind of a great segue into another question, and that was, when are we going to be getting more information on this update, / when is it going to be coming out? So you guys know this week is probably the last week in which we will be receiving the Grand Theft Auto 5 unreleased bikers content. We're all expecting the Yuga van to be released on Tuesday. That is kind of the supposed date of when that's going to be releasing and when new tunables will be added into the game. And then after that, Rockstar kind of has free reign over what they can do and when they can announce something. So I would say anytime within the next week, we might see something. More than likely the week after that, because this week is Thanksgiving, which is a pretty major holiday here in the United States. So I would imagine Rockstar would kind of hold off on announcing that information till maybe sometime next week. And then if I had to take a guess on when the official update will be releasing, if there is going to be one in December, I would imagine sometime within maybe the first or the second week, because as we've been stating and as you've probably heard from multiple people, this update is likely going to include Christmas content as well, and I'm sure Rockstar wants to have a buffer time between when the DLC content releases and when they add the tunable content into the game also. So that's my best guess. I would say sometime late November we see an announcement of the update, and then sometime in early to middle December, we will see the release of the update itself. Our next question kind of ties into the content from the next update. This comes from Mad Boys, who tweets at me, do you think the vehicles coming in the next DLC will be over $3 million? Now, this isn't the first time I've been asked this question, so I think it is actually a legitimate concern, and it does seem as if the vehicles are going to be trending in that direction sometime pretty soon. I mean, if you just look at the vehicles from the last couple of updates. The supercars from Cunning Stunts were upwards of $2.5, $2.4 million. Very, very expensive. Some of the latest bikes from Grand Theft Auto Online Bikers came in at $2.25 million, $2 million. So the most expensive supercars were released in the last update. The most expensive bikes we've ever seen in the one that happened very recently. So yeah, it does seem as if the only place Rockstar can go is up, and that barrier is about to break $3 million. And I guess I'll ask the question to you guys, if a vehicle in Grand Theft Auto Online ever does become $3 million, and I'm excluding Pegasus vehicles here because there are some over $3 million Pegasus vehicles like the Swift Deluxe, Luxor Deluxe, Hydra, etc. Would you ever purchase a vehicle like that, no matter how fast it is or how cool it is? You know, I guess there's a lot of subjective variables there, but I would have a hard time pulling the trigger on a $3 million vehicle unless it was just either the coolest thing in the world or if it was like the light years fastest vehicle to ever be added into the game. All right, moving on, we have another question from Colin who tweets at me, what do you expect from Grand Theft Auto Online during Black Friday and Cyber Monday? So you guys know Black Friday is the day after Thanksgiving. Cyber Monday is the Monday after Thanksgiving, typically where things go on sale online. Now, last year, Rockstar did a Black Friday sale where a couple of cool items in game actually went on a brief little sale. So I would imagine they would do the same thing this year, but who knows? It's a new year. They could be doing something totally different. And I don't know if they're going to be doing anything for Thanksgiving either, especially because it's only a United States holiday. I think back in maybe 14 or 2015, they added the running back adversary mode into the game. I don't think we're going to be getting anything like that in this update because there are no adversary modes left. But at a minimum, some cool Black Friday sales would be pretty awesome, and they've done it in the past, so they might do it again this year, which would be super cool. Moving on, we've got a couple Christmas and holiday-themed questions. This first one coming from Nick, who tweets at me, will this year's Christmas DLC content be free, or will it cost money? Nick, that's going to depend on the content itself. If there's new vehicles added, those obviously will not be free. But if there is new clothing added that is time exclusive, like it will disappear after the Christmas update, whether you bought it or not, then I do think that it will be free, just like they've done in the past. Typically, the way Rockstar works is if it's time sensitive, where it's only available for like 1 or 2 weeks, it'll be free. However, if you can buy it and it will stay with you forever, they'll typically make you pay for it. So that's typically the deal with holiday and Christmas content, just like the Tampa and just like the clothing that they saw added last year. And our next Christmas question comes from GTA Princess, who tweets me, what date do you think the snow will come back into Grand Theft Auto Online and for how long? So typically it happens 2 days before Christmas on December 23rd. I'm not sure if the same thing will happen this year or if it will be on a different date. But the last 2 years, in 2014, 15, and I think in 2013 too, it's been on the same date at the same time. As we get closer, I'll give you guys an update on more information about that. And for how long does it typically last? I think it goes about, 7 or 8 or even 10 days. I know it goes past the new year, but not much longer than that. Maybe like January 3rd or something. So you still have a good amount of time to enjoy the content, but it certainly won't be here forever. Speaking of content that won't be here forever, we have a question from Stefan, who tweets at me, do you think that the LCC Sanctus is coming back to online? I do. I think that it was actually a bug by Rockstar that the LCC Sanctus was removed for players who bought it. Now, I'm not sure how they would go about fixing this or if it can only be done in something like a patch update and not via tunables. So I don't know when the Sanctus will return. Like I said, it's so weird because they're still advertising it in the game, which is something I really don't understand. So I really hope we get an official response from them soon on the Sanctus. But yeah, I would imagine that it will be added back into the game because if you bought it, you should still have it available in your inventory. It doesn't make sense that it would be completely removed if you spent the $2 million to buy it. Moving on, we have another question from Nick, who tweets at me, can you see Grand Theft Auto Online existing in the year 2021? And honestly, I'm not too sure. Can I see it existing as in it's like still a thing and it still is online? Yeah. Do I think it will still be supported then by Rockstar? I don't think so, because by then, honestly, I would expect the next Grand Theft Auto game to come out, whether it be GTA 6 or whatever. And with that, I would imagine a revamped, newly worked Grand Theft Auto Online, either independent game or version like 2.0 that we see in the next GTA game. So honestly, I'm not sure, Probably more than likely, but man, that is a long way away. 3 or 4 years is super far to look into the future. So honestly, I'm not too sure. All right, and our final question today comes from Silas Pro, who tweeted me, do you think there will ever be a map expansion, and how do you think this would work? So I wouldn't have taken this question if it weren't for the new Grand Theft Auto 5 single player rumors that have popped up recently. As you guys know, it looks like the Rockstar executives and kind of bosses are kind of revamping the idea of introducing a single player update into the game, which would be awesome. And if they ever did that, going to a different city or a map expansion would be pretty cool. So I hope that Rockstar would expand outside the boundaries of Los Santos. I feel like there's still a lot we can do in Los Santos and in Blaine County, but I would love to explore other areas, and how it would work would honestly depend on where we went to. If it was another city in San Andreas or in the region like Las Venturas or San Fierro, maybe like a bridge or something like that would work, or maybe you could just expand the desert and then it would eventually take you to the city. But if it was something like, Vice City or Liberty City, maybe Rockstar would finally make use of the airport and provide kind of tickets for travel for going back and forth between the cities. Obviously, that doesn't exist right now because there really isn't a need to travel anywhere, but nonetheless, I still think that would be a super cool way to utilize either the airport or maybe an existing sort of city portion that we could travel to in Grand Theft Auto 5. That would be so awesome. But anyways, that's all the questions that I'm going to be answering in this week's Q&A video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. As always, if you want to be featured and get involved in the next one, all you have to do is go down in the description, follow me on Twitter, and use the hashtag AskBoss whenever I'm looking for Q&A questions, and you might find yourself featured in the next video. If you did go and enjoy this one, however, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. I will be live streaming here on my channel in just a few short hours. We're going to be doing a lot of fun things in Grand Theft Auto Online, so please do stick around for that. But of course, with that out of the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and of course, I'll see you guys in the next video.